Deputy Opposition Leader Sussan Ley joins us live from Tasmania. Sussan, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So, Josh Frydenberg's apparently livid. Some people feel betrayed. Some have said the circumstances surrounding Morrison's secret ministry are unacceptable, while others believe he's done nothing wrong. So what's your response? Are you angry about it?
The former Prime Minister has addressed these issues in a detailed and lengthy statement, including apologising to colleagues. But the fact that this is featuring so heavily today is, for me, a really strong indictment of the focus and the priorities of Mr Albanese. I mean, he came back from a week's holiday. On day one, he focused on his old job of being opposition leader. Australians want him to focus on the issues in their lives, not the issues that he has in his. And nothing in this, Pete, is going to bring down your power bill, number one broken promise, see your mortgage restrained from continuing to increase, or add to the jobs and skills needs of small business across the country. I'm talking to you from Launceston. I think last week I was in the outer suburbs of Melbourne, and out in the real world, people are not mentioning this issue, but they are very concerned about their futures, about their employees, and about the increasing and ever compressing, if you like, squeeze associated with the cost of living increase.
Sure, I completely understand that you want to move the conversation on, but I mean, people suggest that Scott Morrison betrayed them, members of his own cabinet, by secretly swearing himself in, not telling them, not telling the Australian public. Do you think that's not worthy of focus?
He's addressed those issues in a detailed statement, and if anyone hasn't read it, I encourage them to do so.
Are you angry about that, though?
But let's not forget that... no, I'm not angry, Pete. I was proud to serve in a cabinet that kept many Australians, 40,000, safe during the global pandemic. I listen, I've listened to the debate, but I hark back to those extraordinary times. You know, we were all in lockdown. We had no knowledge of what the future might bring. Without putting too fine a point on it, bodies were piling up in the streets overseas. But we kept our small businesses going, tens of thousands in fact, and we had a vaccination rate that was the envy of the world. So this is something that absolutely every Australian should feel proud of and connected to in our management of the pandemic. So in terms of the contingency administrative arrangements that people have expressed some levels of concern over, back to the Prime Minister's statement where he addressed those in detail. Meanwhile, it's August 2022, and we're still talking about issues of 2 years ago. How about Mr Albanese focuses on August 2022, not early 2020, and the actions that he needs to take now to protect Australian jobs and businesses, to address the increasing power prices that I'm hearing at the aluminium smelter people I met yesterday, the small businesses, the Chamber of Commerce that I'm going to talk to later today. That's what Australians expect of their Prime Minister. He is addicted to distractions.
Well, I mean, we weren't locked down, though, when he was sworn in as Home Affairs Minister and also Treasurer in 2021. So was he on a power trip?
Look, Pete, I'm just not going to go over that ground. He has explained the detail and apologised in a lengthy statement that he released yesterday. Meanwhile, the most important thing for a Prime Minister to do is focus on the issues of concern to ordinary Australians. And I don't think this issue is going to be mentioned anywhere I go today, except possibly to my friends in the media.
Okay,
because there's just so much more that needs the attention of the current government.
Okay, just a couple of quick ones here. Should Scott Morrison resign from Parliament?
No, he shouldn't. He is the member for Cook, and the compact he has is with the constituents of his electorate.
Does the Governor-General need to take some blame here?
Look, I'm, not that surprised that some members of the government are politicising the issue around the office of the Governor-General. Thankfully, the Prime Minister didn't go there. The Governor-General has issued a statement, and I think we just move on.
I mean, you're in opposition now, but are you in danger of being hit by the shrapnel here? That a stench that is attached to the former Prime Minister can engulf you in opposition now?
I don't see it like that at all, because the shadow cabinet is in Launceston and we're talking to real people about cost of living. Now, I know you hear us say that a lot, but it isn't just a mantra. It's the real lives that real people are confronting and the real issues that matter. And when you talk to them about those things and when you think about the solutions that would work for them, that's the space that we need to be in, and that's the focus that we need to have. And look, on the front page of The Australian today, I see that Australia's 5 major ports are ranked in the bottom 30% in the world. I see that the Jobs and Skills Summit, which is already being taken over by the union movement, is now where Jobs and Skills Australia, which is a new bureaucracy created by the Albanese government, will now have the responsibility of telling employers whether they actually need a workforce to come from overseas or not. So already you can see the unions inserting themselves into every step of a process that should have industry and small business at its centre. Now, these are the things that drive me every day when I get up and work hard for the Australian people, along with all of us, as I said, who are in Tasmania doing exactly that.
Sussan Ley, appreciate your time this morning.